Guys, when will Goku and Vegeta die? The Saiyan race is a race that has a high level of physical power. They are strong enough to be able to conquer and exterminate inhabitants of several planets without any problem. In addition to, of course, they are in greater quantities. However, only 5 Saiyans are enough to exterminate the planet if necessary. So, it's no secret that they are absurdly powerful. But we have to take something into consideration, which is how long Saiyans can age, and whether they can actually age. If we stop to analyze, Goku and Vegeta are in their early 40s, but they have a youthful appearance, as if they were 20 or even 18, or things like that. This occurs precisely because Saiyans age somewhat slowly compared to Earthlings, but we need to analyze that Saiyans are a warrior race. That is, they cannot age, so their aging would be like a genetic advantage. They do not age as much, quickly and become more powerful over time. Of course, this has several factors such as Zenkai itself, which is a technique that basically consists of the Saiyan being close to death being able to heal himself. When he heals, he comes back much more powerful than before. This is something quite impressive, and is an advantage genetics that Saiyans have. All Saiyans have Zenkai, which would be as if they became stronger by being beaten. However, we have to analyze that. Even though they become stronger after being beaten, there are several other genetic factors that influence them to be a warrior race. Guys, if you're enjoying the video, leave a like and help the channel grow even more. Let's help the channel. And now let's go back to the video. For example, coming back in terms of old age, the Saiyans have another advantage that is quite important to mention, which is basically they take a lot longer to age. The fact is, the Saiyans are a race that conquers planets. It would be bad if they didn't last long at the height of their powers, being the most powerful. And as time went by, conquering planets would become more difficult. And that's precisely why Saiyans basically have a slightly longer youth period. They basically have the power that makes it take them longer to get out of their prime. While it is very easy for them to reach the peak of their power, the maximum they can achieve, it is very difficult for them to leave. Precisely because for them to leave their peak, their youth needs to be basically over. So we take into account that youth is not eternal, but we have to emphasize that it takes much longer than an Earthling to grow out of their youth. The Saiyajin can reach the peak of their power at age 20 and continue until age 40 or 50, for example. I actually believe that Bardock is actually in his 40s, 50s, although he still has a youthful appearance. They take longer to reach their full power. That is, they would take much longer to age, because as they age, they become weaker. So as they get older, they need to remain stronger, so they look like this juvenile. They take time to reach old age, and when they do, they begin to gradually weaken. In other words, until now, the only Saiyan who was in a state of old age presented was Broly's father. Which leads us to believe that possibly, the remaining Saiyans will not be able to survive until they actually reach old age. That is, it is quite possible that Broly's father is one of the last elderly Saiyans he has, and it wouldn't be long before we can see Goku and Vegeta at this stage. After all, they must already be in their early 40s, so it is quite possible that in the future, or even in a few years, they will really start to show the characteristics of old age that they can achieve. As we know, Goku and Vegeta are the protagonists of Dragon Ball. They are the two main characters who are constantly evolving, but not even they will be able to escape their own old age, or they will die precisely because of old age, or they will be killed for someone. Some enemy will kill Goku and Vegeta. They will not be resurrected, and if they died of old age, they could not be resurrected by the Dragon Balls, because they cannot resurrect someone who has died of natural causes. In other words, they will probably defeat Goku and Vegeta, and thus they can be resurrected by the spheres. But if they are killed due to old age, they will not be able to be resurrected. In this way, the protagonism would fall to one of Goku or Vegeta's children, possibly Gohan. After all, he is the oldest and one of the most experienced, managing to assume the role of protagonist. In this way, he would become the absolute Saiyan of Dragon Ball. In short, it is possible for a Saiyan to die of old age, so consequently, Goku Vegeta will have to die precisely because they do not have eternal life. Then, old age will come for them, and if they are not defeated or voted for any enemy and are killed by natural causes. But the fact really is that if Goku and Vegeta enter the state of old age, their powers will decrease rapidly. Thus, they would not have all their abilities at 100%. However, in the meantime, they would still be quite powerful. But if a really powerful enemy appears in the meantime when Goku and Vegeta are in old age, the enemy will probably finish off the two most powerful Saiyans. But we don't know exactly what will happen. After all, Goku and Vegeta cannot die so soon and not so easily. Although there is a lot of speculation that if Goku and Vegeta die, it would actually be from old age. Let's say that it would be a more appropriate and undoubtedly much more memorable ending than simply a new villain appearing and defeating Goku and Vegeta, which is also very unlikely. This way, Goku and Vegeta can die of old age. It will just take much longer than necessary. For example, a direct comparison between Chi-Chi and Goku's lives. Goku's wife will die soon, precisely because she is human. This directly impacts her appearance. Unlike Goku, who is already at an advanced age, but doesn't even have a wrinkle or anything like that. He looks 20 years old on average. Same example can be applied to Vegeta and Bulma, Gohan and Videl, all of them. In short, a Saiyan's genetics are special, they take a long time to age. But when it happens, they completely lose their strength, becoming very physically weak. But of course, for that to happen, it would take a long time, over 60 years old. So it's easier for a Saiyan to die in combat than to die of old age. And that leads us to several factors to determine when Vegeta and Goku will die. We need to understand that Goku and Vegeta are currently one of the only powers for the universe to be at peace. They have an overwhelming arsenal, and in this way they can face several enemies in a row. But if they get older and new enemies arise, they are unlikely to do anything to help. If they try, they will be defeated. But if they ask the Dragon Balls to rejuvenate them in a few years, it will be much easier for them to fight and continue with their potential. However, if inevitably they actually enter old age, what will happen is that basically Goku and Vegeta would become much weaker. And probably the most powerful warriors would be Gohan or even Piccolo with their new transformation. Of course, apart from the angels on this podium. Of course, unless in the meantime, Goku Vegeta has an ascension as some kind of deity, gods of destruction or something like that. That way they would preserve their lifespan longer and thus become more powerful. Because if they got old, which I imagine wouldn't be the case, after all, gods of destruction are hundreds of years old, but don't look that old, let's say. If it gets to the point where Goku and Vegeta actually enter old age, what would happen is that basically the new protagonist, or even the most powerful, would be Gohan himself, precisely because he is very strong. However, we need to take into account that Gohan is one of those with the most potential. But for now, due to his age, he is still not as powerful compared to Goku and Vegeta, who have several years of experience. However, his potential makes up for it. He may even be stronger in the future than Goku and Vegeta themselves, if he isn't already with the new transformation. But if we analyze everything correctly, if Goku and Vegeta end up getting older, they won't be able to fight with 100% power, so those who will take over the fights will be Gohan, Goten and Trunks, who would be more powerful because they would be older, and consequently stronger. However, we don't know if the lifespan of a Saiyan is the same as that of a hybrid, because a hybrid should combine both the lifespan of a Saiyan and the lifespan of an Earthling. So we have to see if Gohan, Goten and Trunks are to become weaker, they should reach a kind of age that is human old age, or Saiyan old age, because we don't know exactly what the apex of these three is. Guys, the video will end here. Did you like the themes? Comment. I would love to know the opinion of other Dragon Ball fans about what could happen in the work. Remember, I left your like and subscription. This helps the channel a lot. Oh, and also it would be wonderful if you shared this video with your friends, you know? Those friends who are passionate about Dragon Ball. Anyway, I count on your support and see you later.